When we lived in Pennsylvania, I worked at the Cargill plant there, and one day my wife brought my 5-year-old daughter out to pick me up, and my wife was explaining about these pretty cows, that they were going to be turned into hamburger, and that's what her dad did, and my daughter cried. And what I'm doing, I think I have a responsibility to my family to do well, to do ethically, to do it with integrity, because that's what they expect out of me.
People take animal handling seriously because it's so much in the forefront right now that people know they can't afford to be in a negative video, on a bad article. It affects the quality of the product, so I think it's very widely taken seriously.
You know, we all believe in what we're doing, and we may not always agree, but again, it's the doing the right thing, the right method of handling animals the most humane way.
Well, I went out to my aunt's ranch, and I noticed that when the cattle were put in the squeeze chute for veterinary work, that they sometimes calm down from the pressure. Pressure is calming. And so I got really fascinated by that. So I kind of built this squeezing thing for myself to help calm down my nervous system. In fact, using pressure, I mean, therapists with little kids will do things like get them under, roll up in gym mats, get under things like sofa cushions and beanbag chairs, because that pressure, it calms the nervous system down. You know, this is common with a lot of children with autism. And of course, that got me fascinated in the whole animal handling. And my mind is completely visual. My mind works like Google for images. You can put a keyword in, and I start to get images. Everything that I think about. You ask me a question about the plant or how the animal behaves, I start actually seeing pictures of different plants that I've actually been to. Everything I think about is in pictures. Well, people thought I was crazy and originally just getting down in the chutes to see what animals were seeing. But then they saw that it worked. That when I put up the solid side, or I added the light on the entrance, or I got rid of the chain that was hanging down, that the cattle would walk right on in. Then they took me seriously. And I got very good at designing facilities, and my facilities worked. Well, one thing that being autistic did for me is I'm a visual thinker. I think completely visually. Well, that's the way an animal thinks. So when I started out my career in the 70s, I thought, I got to get down in that chute and see what that cattle or the pig is actually seeing. And when I started doing this, people thought I was just crazy getting in the chutes. But I found a whole lot of little things scared the animals. A reflection. It was too dark. They could see a green glove through the fence. And if you get rid of all these little things they're afraid of, like chains hanging down and dripping water, then the animals would walk right through the chutes. Well, there's actually been scientific research on the vision of animals. They used to think that pigs and cattle and horses and all those animals were black and white colorblind. They're actually dichromats, and there's actually been research done where the retina of the eye has been examined, and they see yellowish green and bluish purple really well. They don't see red, but the dichromatic vision, where it's a partial color blindness, makes them more sensitive to harsh contrast of light and dark. Like if there's a shadow on the floor, they're going to notice it more than we would tend to notice it. Pigs and cattle feel fear and they feel pain. Those circuits in the brain have been completely mapped. And if you remove the things that the animals are afraid of, like the reflections, seeing people up ahead or seeing a green glove, they walk right up the chute and they don't know they're going to get slaughtered. I mean, it can be done in a very low stress manner.